The best time to change is when you're ready, motivated, enthusiastic, and you want to. It's as simple as that. If you wait for the market or the global financial crisis to clear up and for you to be in the perfect position to do that, the family situation, you've done some travelling, whatever, everyone's got always multiple layers of considerations. The bottom line is, if you want to take on a new challenge, that's the right time to do it. Put some time into researching where you're going, research what it is you want to do, and do it. Make the change. Search for the people who can help you make that change. And again, I can't emphasise the soft skills in career development enough. It's about networking, it's about knowing people. It's about understanding what you're going into and what you're getting yourself into, and then being good at it and enjoying it. How can you not shine professionally if you're enjoying what you're doing? If you've got the resources backing you to do what you're doing. But if you're bored and you're sitting there in front of a computer and you've been designing widgets for the past 20 years, it's a big step to make those sorts of changes. But the instant you are motivated to do it, you should do it. There may be some residual pain along the way because you're going to take a back pocket hit. You're not going to make as much money in the next little while, but I guess for me, you're a long time dead. You've got to be enjoying what you're doing, and I guess that's where it comes back to with the search for the highest possible dollars. In engineering at the moment, even with the global financial crisis, there are still solid financial incentives for people to be an engineer. With the decline in the active workforce and with the increase in baby boomers internationally bowing out of the labour market, there is going to continue to be a huge demand for specialised engineering skills along with other professional skills. I don't see any time soon where we're going to experience a situation where you're going to have to take a massive pay cut and stay with a massively lower salary, even with economic factors like the global financial crisis. Sure, if you're looking at specific training or anything you particularly need for an industry, again, it comes back to that research and finding out as much about where you want to go as you possibly can. And if you need CATIA as opposed to SolidWorks, you need to go and do that course. You need to get it done. You can always claim it on your tax. It's as simple as, again, making those connections, and I can't emphasise enough, again, talking to people, finding out what people use in their daily working life, what's of benefit. There's going to be things that you've got that you're going to transfer into a different situation that you can then apply that perhaps others haven't thought of as much. But it comes down to you researching your market. For example, for an Australian engineer going to the UK, chartered status is pretty important. I don't think you necessarily have to go back and do a Master of Engineering. You don't have to go back and do a Doctor of Engineering in a particular narrow stream. Your ability to meet targets, finish the project on time, and engineering is about making money. If you're building a bridge, somewhere along the line, you're going to make money for someone who's building it. It's about being commercially aware and underpinning some commercial awareness over the engineering skill and discipline that you have that's probably going to carry you forward in your career more so than a PhD in engineering, unless you want to be an academic. I've seen many people with higher qualifications struggle in the last few years because those higher qualifications were achieved without any solid base in terms of their practical engineering and being able to apply their engineering and come up with those outcomes that you could then go to someone else and say, I did this, we built this, we made this, we achieved this, whatever way you want to put that. And what we did was, we did that on time, under budget, we made a bigger profit than what we expected, and it allowed us to leapfrog to an even bigger and better project as a company. Yeah, honestly, the only way to ever answer a question in an interview is honestly, directly, but with some thought about the impact that it will have on the other person. Sometimes you can be far too blunt. And whatever you do, you've got to put it into the context of moving forward, not moving away from something. If you hate your current position, the worst thing you can say is, I just want the job because I'm getting away from what I hate now. It's got to be moving to something. It's about new challenge, and it's about passionately, enthusiastically talking about what that new challenge represents in your life and what you can bring to that role